Live. Yeah, we are live. Yeah, I come across this video that is like, why is manga beating American comics? Yeah, and I watch it like up to here. It's kind of interesting if I have to say. Yeah, so I thought let's react to this and say what I actually think about this. Yeah, think about this whole situation happening. Like we actually seeing like a freaking One Piece. One Piece, yeah. Once considered in the West as a failure. Yeah, it considered in the West as a failure. Like you probably know it or not. One Piece dub is a failure. Is a failure at start, but now it is beating a freaking Superman. Yeah, as I said, bro. Yeah, as I said, it actually is a very fascinating topic. Yeah, and I thought why not react to this? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, let's continue.
Enough! You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Arre. That's actually a great meme, yeah.
The 2020 so far have been a bit of an unprecedented time for comic books. In 2021 alone, the industry shot up to a little over $2 billion, a 62% increase from the previous year's $1.28 billion. And I can hear you saying right now, wow, that's a huge
If I have to say, the whole entertainment industry got a boost in 2020 and 2021 because of COVID. Because of COVID, the whole entertainment industry, not just manga industry, not just anime industry, not just film industry, not the whole entertainment industry got a big boost. Like bro, like bro, we are so bored that we started watching other language, the language that we doesn't even understand. Yeah, other language movies and etc. To a point, yeah. If I have to say, before 2020, people doesn't give a fuck about the other language movie. But we started watching them after 2020 because we see the potential and we see the entertainment in them, right? The whole thing happened because of 2020. Yeah, the whole thing happened because of 2020. Yeah, and I don't think the increase in the sales numbers, that not anything great. It is just we people are bored and buy it. That's it. Yeah, we people are bored and buy it. Yeah, but actually, how it actually stagnates. That number is the question here. Yeah, how it actually stagnates the number is the question here. For example, bro, if the comics in 2023 and 2024 are close to the number of 2021, yeah, then it's a win. But if I have to say, 2021 sales or never win. It's just a start. It's just a start. Because as I said, people are bored and started getting into these comics and whole entertainment thing. People are bored because we are in our houses, doesn't know what to do. We people are bored and people are started buying stuff. That's what happened. That is what happened. It's not. It's not nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing like anything groundbreaking. It's nothing anything like groundbreaking. Like something new happened in the comic industry. Nah, there is something. There is something new hero introduced. Nah, it's nothing like that. The whole reason comic industry and almost entertainment industry boomed in 2020 and 2021 because of COVID. And yeah, because of COVID. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, let's continue. Yeah, let me say this correctly. Because of COVID. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, let's continue.
amount of growth for comics. I can't believe the industry made that much money. That's so incredible. Wait. You're
Yeah,
not.
just trying to make fun, but yeah, whatever. I'm not into that.
You don't have to be so rude about it. In where things become truly interesting. Out of these, it's when you dive further in where things become truly interesting. Out
Yeah.
of these 2 billion cells, manga made up a whopping 70% of the industry total. And while since 2023, the overall comic book industry has decreased to 1.87 billion, manga still makes up nearly half of that number with 43% of the total market.
Ooh. Yeah, this is what I mean when I said, yeah. This is what I mean when I said, like, how they stagnate that number even in 2023 and 2024. Yeah. Let me clarify that. Let me clarify that. Like for example, take this. Like, yeah. Like for example, take this. Like for example, take this. Like for example, take this. As I said before, the whole manga industry and whole entertainment industry got a boost because of COVID. That's the reason. That's the reason there is a increase in there is an increase in sales. But is that sales can be stagnated or not depends on the quality, right? It depends on the quality. The manga actually proved that they have quality, and they can stagnate, and these are proving, like for example, bro. Yeah, graphic novel sales by content category. Yeah, manga 45%, minus 14%. Yeah, growth rate minus 14%, still 43%. Graphic novel sales by standard by content category superheroes 14%, minus 9 minus 15%. Yeah, see, as I said, yeah, it's as I said, as I said, as I said, they actually stagnated. They actually stagnated. They actually stagnated because manga anime, the whole Japanese anime is entertaining, and they are interlinked. They are not like Western comics and movies. Yeah, Western comics and movies are like, yeah, we take characters and write our own stories. That's what happened with Western comics. They also have this kind of like spin-offs and etc. There, yeah, like for example, take this. Like there are so many Superman stories, right? There are so many Superman stories. Why we need that? Yeah, but Japanese anime and manga are not like that. They are interlinked. They are interlinked. For example, you can read all the manga and continue anime. Still, you get the same experience. Or else you can complete the anime and read manga. Still, you get the same experience. Why? Because they are interlinked. What happens when you get interlinked? Because, yeah, because the anime fans can go and buy manga. In both ways, the both are getting boosting. They both are getting boosting, yeah. But that's not what happening with Western comics and movies. That's not what happening with, yeah. That's not what happening with Western comics and movies. That that is like the fundamental reason. That is like the fundamental reason. The whole manga industry is like getting a big collapse. If I have to say, yeah. Whatever, let's continue. That's the reason. The whole American comic industry is like very much low compared to manga anime. Yeah, if I have to say, they may be even lower than these things. Yeah, manhwa. They may be even lower than manhwa. If I have to say, yeah, manhwa has so much potential to be next manga because they have stories that are actually great, etc. But yeah, compared to that, Western comics are nothing, bro. Yeah, Western comics are nothing. They don't have anything. We don't have anything particularly that's great. Like for example, take manga and manhwa. They both have stories that actually focus on so many topics. They're not just trying to make superheroes and etc. They're not just trying to make fantasy elements. Sometimes they make comics that's normal. Still, they are win because That is because that is the industry they are facing. But Western comics, they always have this kind of like superhero theme. They don't have normal comics. Yeah, even if they have normal comics, they don't even reach the heights of manhwa and manga did. They don't even reach the heights of normal manhwa and manga did. Yeah, who knows why? We don't know. But still, but still, Western comics are like nowhere near compared to Eastern comics. If I have to say, yeah. Whatever, let's continue.
according to research conducted by ICV2.
Yeah, if you hear like, sorry, I'm kind of like I kind of got cold out of nowhere. I don't know why. Yeah, whatever, let's continue.
And is still considered to hold the highest percentage out of the different categories for types of comics sold. Meanwhile, mainstream American superhero comics, what many consider to be manga's primary opponent, only made up 15% of that total. It's clear
Yeah.
that manga is kind of cleaning house right now, and there's a lot of examples of this. In 2023, the senior director for licensing at Dark Horse Comics revealed that manga, despite only being 1% of their total output, made up 66% of the company's sales. I mean, One Piece, a manga, is close to surpassing Superman as the most successful comic of all time. Freaking Superman, dude. You know, the one that's like dun 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 dun. Yes, that one. The one that's been around for 80 years. There's a very real possibility that One Piece, a manga that isn't even 30 years old yet, could dethrone Superman in our lifetime. That's so
Oh, good to know, bro. That's really good to know. If I have to say, bro, bro, please, really, yeah. How many spin-offs they need to do for Superman, bro? Yeah, how many spin-offs? There is like so many spin-offs for Superman. Why? Who asked for it? Yeah, who asked for it? Other than they trying to make other than trying to make weird angle of Superman, yeah. There are like so many spin-offs of Western comics. Who asked for it? Freaking make new thing. Superman is over. Yeah, he's a great character. We all know that. But freaking make a new thing. Yeah, yeah. If they make the same comic again and again, again and again, again and again, there is nothing new about it, bro. There is nothing new about it. Yeah, people actually got bored and went for the alternatives, where alternative is way more better than what Western comics trying to do. Western comics, all they're trying to do was trying to be, superheroes. Yeah, these fantasy elements and these, yeah, not even fantasy. They're like, yeah, these world ending threats and etc. Yeah, who care about that? Who care about that, bro? Yeah, even for example, take One Piece. One Piece is like very much intricated with so many emotions, not just like yo, not just like this. Yeah, we only pirates and etc. No, it has so many more emotions. Take every arc is different. Every arc is different to one another. Every arc is different to one another. Every rock is different to one another. Like for example, we like for example take Whole Cake Island. It is like very much emotional arc, very much emotional arc about two guys. It's about two guys and their emotions. And one guy wants to go with their friends, and other guy wants to take his friend back. That's the freaking emotion. Yeah, those are the things like in the Western comics, bro. Those are the things that like in the Western comics. Yeah, I don't know why, bro. Yeah, they try to tell the stories again and again. When they try to tell the stories again and again, those emotions won't hit as they did before. Yeah, I'm not saying Western comics lack emotions, but when you try to tell a same story again and again and again and again and again, those emotions will be lost because, bro, we know we know Superman lost things. Superman is like weird thing, etc. We know that. How many times you trying to say that? How many times? When we hear the same thing about the guy again and again, there is nothing to be emotional about it. All we seeing was one thing. Always seeing was one thing. Okay, this time he lost this way. This time he lost that way. That's it. But when we compare same thing to manga, it's not happening like that. It's not happening like that because One Piece is running for 25 years. Is running for 25 years and it's still ongoing. Yeah, and it comes to an end, and that's it. That's the end. There are so many other mangas too. Like for example, My Hero Academia. It's over. It's over. There is not going to be any spin-off. Naruto. It's over. Yeah, and also the same reason Boruto not eating well because they try to do because they try to do the continuation. We yeah, now Boruto is doing the same thing as Naruto and etc. That's one of the main reason Boruto not click well. That's the main reason. And and also and also and also Jujutsu Kaisen is ended. There is no spin-off. It's ended. There are so many mangas that is ended. There is no spin-off. No, because they know that when it's ended, it's ended. A spin-off doesn't work because, bro, how? Because who gives a fuck about the same guy's story? Who gives a fuck about Luffy completed his pirate king, and now like yeah, let's tell you a story about Luffy being a pirate in another way. Who people do you think people give a fuck about that? Nah, people don't give a fuck about that. You Western people need to understand that. Yeah,
So insane, but it also makes you wonder, how did this happen exactly? How did manga become such a massive force and that it's now seemingly dominating superhero comics, what were once seen as the
and as I said, bro, yeah, these superhero comics are great. I'm not saying they're not bad, but when you make a spin-off after spin-off after spin-off, they lack the identity. All we seeing was, yo, this guy is in the different story now. What he going to what he will face now. Yeah, that's it. There is no emotion that is hitting the reader. There is no emotion that is hitting the reader. Yeah, that is what happening. That is the fundamental barrier. That is the fundamental barrier that pushes away the reader. So what? Yeah, he's going to be the different story. No, that's it. Yeah, as I said, the spin-offs are the reason people are like, nah, fuck this thing. We don't have time to read another spin-off. That is the reason these Western comics are not doing well.
comic book industry? Well, in order to figure this out, we first have to look at the primary medium in which these and film dominate
I don't give a fuck. Yeah,
things.
he just tried to say one thing. He just tried to say this. Yeah, this this film industry is like utter collapse. Yeah, the whole Marvel and DC film industry is like utter collapse. He tried to say that. Yeah, whatever. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that.
Only helps things is that anime is much more directly tied to
Yeah,
manga. If someone gets super much in question, Marvel stock of Hollywood are now seeing unprecedented amounts of success.
well, because they have greater stories than freaking movies. Yeah, this thing. Yeah,
Bloated with superhero films, and people are beginning to move on to other things. Auteur films like Oppenheimer, or even video game movies, what was once considered to be the laughing stock of
because they have greater stories and greater character movements compared to these freaking superhero movies. Oh yeah, in freaking superhero movies, all we seeing was nothing. All we seeing was nothing. The same thing. The same thing. Okay, the same thing. The same thing. What they say was yo. What they say was not. We go to save the world. The freaking same thing happening in the all over so many movies, so many superhero movies. When the same thing is said over and over and over again, people are tired of that, bro. Yeah, and also these Sonic movies and etc., bro. They have super stories. They are comic and they are entertaining and they are action packed. Yeah, these three things are the main: the comic, entertain and action packed. And yeah, on top of that, they have great characters. Who asked anything more than that? That's the reason the Sonic is actually a hit. And those are the things like in the superhero movies. They're trying to be comic, but that the comedy is not working. Who knows why? Whatever.
Hollywood are now seeing unprecedented amounts of success. Marvel was once the king, but now its crown is very much in question. Meanwhile, anime is doing incredible right now. In the time that superhero films have been declining, anime has been rising. And what definitely helps things is that anime is much more directly tied to manga. If someone gets caught up on the One Piece anime, for example, they can very easily buy the manga to pick up.
Yeah, as I said before, manga is like interlinked. Yeah, you can watch like One Piece anime, like One Piece anime all 1,000 episodes and continue manga, or read One Piece manga and come back to anime. No problem, because they both are interlinked. They both are interlinked. But yeah, that's not. But that's not happening with. But that is not happening with Western comics. Yeah,
Where the anime story left off. The anime and manga feed into one another seamlessly. Meanwhile, comic book movies, while they draw from several different sources, are typically their own thing. They don't feed into the comics nearly as much as the anime do, and thus there's not as much incentive from the viewer to dive into that source material. However, I think this problem goes much deeper than just how these comics are advertised and promoted. I want to ask all of you a hypothetical question. Let's say that I'm someone who wants to get into the One Piece manga.
Okay.
And naturally, I ask you, where do you think I should start? No, seriously, this is a real question. How do I get into the One Piece manga? I'm serious.
go fucking read chapter 1, or freaking watch anime. Both are great. Both are great way to start.
Go ahead. Think about it and tell me your answer. I'll wait.
I freaking said it, bro.
Okay, so I'm willing to bet there is a large majority of you who simply answered start at volume 1. And that would be absolutely correct. One Piece has a definitive beginning where you're supposed to start, as is the case with most manga. It's simple, intuitive, and easily accessible. Now, why would you tell someone who wants to get into Spider-Man comics?
Bro. Yeah, as I said, the spin-off after spin-off is like, bro, make people like, how many comics should I read about the same character? Huh? Yeah, how many comics should I read about the same character? And also, like, yeah, these comics doesn't have a distinct end. That is one of the fundamental reasons the comics doesn't work properly. These comics doesn't have a distinct end. Yeah. When there is no distinct end, people will be like, nah, fuck this shit. People will say, nah, fuck this shit. People lost interest in it. Almost so many comics doesn't like the distinct end. They just vaguely end it and hope that they can do a spin-off of it. Why? What is your weird fantasy with these spin-offs?
I imagine that if you were to ask any number of comic book fans this question, you would get so many varied answers. And that's because the truth of the matter is that there is no definitive answer to this question. Superhero comics can be incredibly overwhelming. Any number of series and characters can have years upon years of different runs, spin-offs, reboots, alternate storylines. It kind of comes off as a jumbled mess to new readers. And not helping things is the fact that so many of these comics are part of a universe that seeps into a large number of other different series. Here, let me give you an example. When I was in college, I really wanted to get into IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I already really liked Ninja Turtles, but the art here was so incredible, and I really dug the overall tone, and the backstory for the Turtles was really interesting in this specific iteration. I really wanted to keep reading, However, there was something that kept happening in the comic that really turned me off. Every now and then, the characters would talk about events that had just never happened within the comic itself. And when they did talk about these things, a little box would show up right in the corner telling me to check out this specific issue from this spin-off comic that explains what they're talking about. And I just really didn't like that. I just wanted a simple, painless reading experience and didn't feel like dividing my attention amongst a bunch of different spin-offs that, quite frankly, I just didn't have any interest in. And yeah, you can make the argument, well, you don't have to read all of those different series, you can just ignore it. But the issue with that is that not everyone is going to share that same sentiment.
Yeah.
For some people, they don't like just ignoring details and not having the
No, the whole reason people read stories because they can immerse themselves and have a happy time. Yeah, that's the main reason people read comics. They can immerse themselves and have a happy time. But they have question after question after question after question. Where is the immersion? Where's their immersion gone? And where their happy time gone? Yeah, when their whole mind is filled with questions, there is no happiness in it. Ah, it's not like it's a cliffhanger. It's not like it's a cliffhanger moment. Yeah, sometimes cliffhanger moments are bad, but they are like story moments. We can't do anything about it. But what he said was not a cliffhanger moment. It's just a freaking story detail. A freaking story detail meant to be there in the freaking story, not in the other comic. Yeah, that is also like the main. That is also like the one of the reasons people are like getting away from comics. Yeah, these kind of details all integrated in manga and manhwa. Yeah, these details all integrated in the manga and manhwa. Yeah, because they try to tell a story, not trying to tell some kind of like bigger picture like nah. Yeah, nah, he said the word. He said the word. Yeah, I freaking forgot what he said the word.
of a universe that seeps
Yeah,
into
they're not tell a universe. They don't. Yeah, this manga and manhwa, they're not trying to tell a universe. They're not trying to tell a universe. They're trying to tell a story about what they have in their mind. So that way these details and all are in the story and the manga and manhwa itself. But the same things are lack in the Western comics. They're trying to tell a universe like who gives a fuck. We don't have time to go and check. Okay, yeah, this thing is here. But to understand that, we need to read the whole comic. That's a freaking waste of time. Yeah. If I have to say the whole Western comic is like a cash grab. Cash grab. Yeah, to know the detail, you need to read the other comic. Yeah. If it has another detail, you need to read another comic. Why? Freaking tell a story, bro. People will buy it. Yeah, that is one of the main reasons. That is one of the main reasons too. These Eastern comics like manga and manhwa are doing pretty well because they don't need to give a fuck. They don't need to give a fuck about these details missing and etc. They can easily go and buy whatever story they like, and they can enjoy it without needing to worry about like this other stuff. We don't need to worry about like story details missing. We don't need to worry about like we don't need to worry about like yeah, the story is actually like going to have weird spin-offs and etc. They don't need to worry about that because they know it is a story that is being serialized. But they also know if it is not done well, it's going to get axed. That's it. They know that. That we definitely know with Eastern comics. If it is good, it's going to get an ending. If it is not good, it's going to get X. We know that. But with Western comics, we don't even know if it is happening or no. Yeah, that is actually like a very very much bad way of doing marketing. If I have to say, yeah, we don't even know, bro. Yeah, the Western comics we don't even know. They just publish comics and comics, but out of nowhere it stops. We don't know. We don't know. Whatever, yeah, whatever. Yeah, he actually raised a very important topic, important topic if I have to say. Yeah, it actually happened to me with it actually happened to me with, yeah, this comic. Yeah, what is this? Yeah, X-Men comic. Yeah, it actually happened. The same thing happened with X-Men comic. Like, I'm reading X-Men comic normally. Yeah, but there is this thing. Yeah, there is this thing that is like there is this thing like, yeah. I think, yeah, that guy who wears a goggles so that his heat eyes won't get heat eyes won't get exploded. Yeah, there yeah there is this lore about how his goggles how his goggles how his goggles block that. Yeah, but yeah, it is like a story moment. But they said, nah, you going to you can learn that in the other comic. Ah, really, bro. Yeah, really. I hate that kind of things. Yeah. Whatever.
Quite frankly, I just didn't have any interest in. And yeah, you can make the argument, well, you don't have to read all of those different series, you can just ignore it. But the issue with that is that not everyone is going to share that same sentiment. For some people, they don't like just ignoring details and not having the full picture. I imagine there's a good amount of people like me who get alienated by this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is a huge aspect of
Bro,
comics. I
it
mean,
is
just
like, it's not even like good amount. It's not like a good amount. Every freaking guy who reads comic for being immersed and having a great time. When they have a questions, they're not having a great time. It's a freaking obvious thing. It's not even like good amount of people wants that. It's freaking thing. Every freaking comic reader wants that. They want a immersive reading. They don't want questions in their heads. What the fuck is that? Man, we don't want that.
Just look at the massive crossover events that Marvel or DC have every now and then. The 2015 Secret Wars event had its own comic dedicated to it, but it was also spread out amongst so many different series, with nearly 50 different tie-ins all related to it. And that's not even mentioning past series that happened before Secret Wars that also had a part to play in the storyline. And look, I get it. I can understand why this is appealing to people. It's a grand, epic story that encapsulates every corner of the universe. But it can also be incredibly alienating to new readers. Anyone who's looking to get into comics probably isn't going to get anything out of it the same way that people have been invested for years will. And to me, that's the ultimate conundrum when it comes to getting into comics. They're both alienating, but also kind of strangely stagnant. I'm definitely
Yeah.
not the first person to say this, but I feel as though superheroes have become kind of homogenous in this day and age. It's getting to the point that it doesn't feel like there's a ton of variety in what superheroes can offer. And not helping things is the ever apparent reality that these
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of get what you're trying to say here. Yeah. All they're doing was taking the same guys and doing a spin-off or doing a new story. Taking the same hero, freaking do new guys, freaking do new heroes. Yeah, why the same Spider-Man? Why the same Spider-Man and tell a story about him again? Why the same Superman? Tell a story about him again. Why the same Batman telling a new story about him again? Who wants that, bro? Yeah, that is like one of the bad reasons. One of the bad reasons, very bad reasons. People are like, nah, we don't want comics anymore. Like, they are telling the same stories about the same character again. Yeah.
comics will usually adhere to a status quo. It's well known at this point that superhero comics rely very heavily on established characters and lore. That's not to say that things don't change in comics or there aren't big shakeups, but it's also not wrong to say that it's safe to assume that a lot of things will go back to normal in the long run. Characters will get their powers back, they will beat the bad guys, and most of the time, they will come back to life. And this is because superheroes superheroes aren't just a single writer. They're a smaller part of not only an entire universe, but an entire company. And this means that, yeah, they're victim to executive meddling. Certain things might not be allowed to happen in a series because of something else happening in a different series, or because they need the story to go in a certain direction to prepare for a big event. And not only that, but sometimes even things outside of the comics determine what goes in them. Do you guys remember when the X-Men were super downplayed in the comics because Disney didn't have the movie rights to the X-Men series, and so they wanted to devalue that franchise? Yeah, that's something that can happen. Meanwhile, with manga, you're typically getting a single creative vision. That's
Yeah,
not to say that outside forces such as editors or even fans don't play a part, but for the most part, it's the author's
that's actually a very bad angle if I have to say. The editors and fan have a part, but still, the main head is the author. But still, the main head is the author. What editor can do, bro? Yeah, the editor is like yeah, taking the good points and alienate and reviewing the bad point. That's the editor part. And comes to fans, yeah, they have their own likings, but in the end, it is the other head that is like the yeah, no, the fans has their own view on the story. But still, that doesn't mean the other doesn't have his ultimate grip on the story, right? The other still has his ultimate grip on the story. Yeah, that is like the one of the main good things about the Eastern comics. Yeah, that is like one of the main good things about the Eastern comics. Western comics, yeah, he actually said it very pretty well. Yeah, these things like yeah, connected to a company actually like review stuff. That's a bad thing. But manga and manhwa, no, they actually simple. They actually very simple. All they have was a editor and author. That's it. These both are the people have fundamental grip on story. Remaining now, they play the factor, but still they can't change the story anymore. They play the factor, but still they can't change the story anymore. All they can say was, if the story crosses the social norm. Yeah, for example, if the story is for example, if the story is for yeah, below 15, they can show cleavage and etc. They're going to say no to that. If the story is for 17 to 18, they can show like what sexual themes and etc. Very well. They can show like sexual themes etc. very well. Like yeah, 17 etc. If it is for adult, they can do whatever they want. Yeah, like censorship. Yeah, the companies have that much right. That's it. The companies have that much right. That's it. The companies have that much right when it comes to Eastern comics. When it comes to Eastern comics, the companies have that much right. The censorship. But remaining everything, the editor and the other, they both have the ultimate, ultimate grip, and the artist. Artist is like yeah, he has a say, but still, in the end, both editor and the other have the ultimate grip on the story.
story, and there's not nearly as many hands involved in the process. Along with
Yeah,
this, there's just a lot more variety within the world of manga. There's so many stories and genres that simply stand on
yeah.
their own.
Actually said this before. When it comes to Western comics, we don't have that many things. Yeah, what Western comics have, like yeah, maybe one or two normal comics, or but so much of the Western comics are filled with superhero comics and yeah, this kind of like weird, yeah, superhero comics, and this kind of like weird like Punisher comics. It is a superhero, but still it comes to superhero. Yeah, Like yeah, almost everything is connected to superhero comics. But manga and manhwa is not like they, bro. They like comes. They like yeah. They have these kind of like hyper fantasy adventure comics, and they also have like very niche, and just slice of life normal comics. But still, they have good story. See, bro, yeah. See, they have like normal comics too, a hyper fantasy adventure comic, adventure comic. Yeah, when we have this big catalog, yeah, when we have this big catalog, very big catalog, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. Yeah, when we have when we have this big catalog, the Western comics are nothing. What they have was what the superhero comics, and also the superhero comics are like spin off after spin off after spin off. Yeah, it's nothing, bro. Yeah, if I have to say, they losing here. They are losing themselves. If I have to say, they losing themselves. They are losing themselves by not making something new. Like what Eastern Comics did. Yeah, like what Eastern Comics did. They're not doing anything new like Eastern Comics did.
and appeal to a much wider audience. Superhero comics, for the most part, appeal mostly to male audiences. That's not saying that women can't like comic books, but historically, it's a male dominated medium. Whereas with manga, it's easy for anyone of any
Yeah,
background, belief, or gender to enjoy these stories because it's just
nah.
not
I I don't say it's like a male dominated thing. I say it is like alienates people. It's like alienates people. It's like alienates people. Like, bro, the spin-off after spin-off after spin-off is like, yeah, alienates people. Alienates people, yeah. Even if it's a male dominated, even if it's a male dominated, bro. Even if it's a male dominated, there are like so much male in the world, bro. There is like so much male in the world. But still, I'm a male. I don't give a fuck about Western comics. There are so many men that don't give a fuck about Western comics anymore because they're getting tired of the same story telling again and again, again and again, again and again. They're getting tired of that. They're not getting they yeah, they're getting tired of that. They're getting tired of the bland stories. They're getting tired of the same characters having they're getting tired of the same characters having the same story again and again. That's the reason. It's not about the gender thing. It is just they lack the originality anymore. Yeah, they lack the originality anymore. Yeah, that's the fundamental reason. The Western comics lack the originality. Totally. The Western comics lack the originality totally. All they're doing was telling the story about the same character again and again. Yeah. They freaking even started a new animated series about a Spider-Man. Why? Why? Why not come up with a new character? Yeah, maybe like yeah, maybe like yeah, well, maybe like yeah, something new. Why again Spider-Man? Yeah, yeah, his way of saying nah. His way of saying yeah, it's fully male dominated. Nah, bro, it's not fully male dominated. Still, if it is fully even if it is fully male dominated, the world has so many men. Even that man not give a fuck about Western comics. That is what happening. That is what happening. It's not anything related to men. It's just Western comics are becoming bland.
nearly as homogenized. And I think that's the ultimate strength of manga. American superhero comics
Yeah.
are usually
Nah,
a specific
the ultimate strength of manga is they have a wide catalog of stories. But yeah, this bro, yeah, maybe this bro, yeah, I don't even understand. Like, yeah, he actually have good points, but this point, nah.
while with manga, you're typically editors or even nearly a variety within on their own manga appeal to a male
Yeah,
audience. Superhero comics for the most part appeal
I actually don't agree with this point at all. Yeah,
mostly to male audiences. That's not saying that women can't like comic books, but historically, it's a male dominated medium. Whereas with manga, it's easy for anyone of any background.
Yeah, I actually don't even agree about that. I actually don't even agree about that, bro. Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing about male dominated and other bullshit. Nah, it's never. It's never. The whole reason the manga is so popular, the wide catalog of stories. The wide catalog of stories is, yeah. I'm not even talking about Yuri and BL Lang. I'm not even talking about that. I'm solely talking about wide catalog of stories. Yeah, we have a normal story and we have a hyper fantasy story in manga and manhwa. We have that, but but the Western comics lack that. But the Western comics lack that. Yeah, that is the main fundamental power of that is the main fundamental power of manga and manhwa. They have a wide catalog of stories. Really, yeah. He actually fumbled with that line. Yeah, I don't even know. He even think about writing this or not. But really, nah. It's never about gender. It's never about gender. It's never about gender.
Belief or gender to enjoy these stories because it's just not nearly as homogenized. And I think that's the ultimate strength
Nah,
of manga.
nah. It's never the yeah. It is never the ultimate strength. Like, yeah. Like, for example, like, yeah. For example, yeah. It's never the ultimate strength. Like he's saying, yeah. Just because so many people, like many genders, like all genders reading, all like both male and female reading it. That's the reason. That's the reason manga doing well. Nah, bro. Nah, nah. The sole reason manga doing well because it has the wide catalog of stories. Yeah, and that is the thing lacks in Western comics.
American superhero comics are usually a specific thing, but Japanese manga can be anything. And that's
Yeah,
why it'll only continue to grow. So I have to ask the question, does this mean that American comics are going to die? Honestly, no, I don't think so. I need to clarify that I don't hate superheroes or anything like that. None of this comes from a place of malice, more so just observation. And from what I can observe, although superhero comics don't dominate the market like they used to, they're still generally doing pretty okay in the grand scheme of things. If anything, I think manga represents less the death of superhero comics and more of a shift in what American comics will become more popular. There will always be a demand for superheroes, but I also have to wonder with these trends if Marvel or DC feel the need to make any shifts in their strategies. Perhaps to more standalone stories that focus less on established characters and more on new ideas and individual authors.
that's actually pretty good idea. If I have to say, that's actually pretty good idea. Because bro, like when there is a new thing happening, people all have eyes on it. Like for example, take Kagurabuchi. Like for example, take Kagurabuchi manga. People all have eyes on that manga. People all have eyes on that manga. Yeah. After that, people lost interest, but still, people all have eyes on that manga because it's like a new thing. Yeah. Whenever there is a new manga, people all have eyes on them. Yeah. But that is not happening with Western comics. But that is not happening with Western comics and Western animated series because all they're doing was taking the same characters and telling a new story. Yeah, when they're doing that, nah, bro. Yeah, if they are like super well enthusiastic fans, they definitely see that. But a normal guy who wants to have fun, they won't give a fuck. They won't give a fuck.
It's hard to say because, I mean, why do people go to DC and Marvel? It's for superheroes, and if they stop providing that, then I can
Yeah,
imagine people will begin to lose interest. What I
yeah.
think will happen is Marvel and DC will stick to what they know best, and instead we'll begin to see a larger influx from other publishers and creators that are more concerned with telling very focused stories from people with one creative vision. And I think that that's a good thing. In this
Yeah.
day and age, what people want the most are just good stories they can relate to, easily pick up and read.
It's not about relate to. It's just about having fun. Yeah, the fundamental thing I say to anyone in the world, just have fun. It's not about you relating to this character. No, it's not about you. It's not about you. This character is just like you. Nah, don't give a fuck about that. Just have fun. Yeah, just have fun. That's the main fundamental thing. You need to think about it. Yeah, that's the main fundamental thing. If you're not having fun, don't read it. If you're having fun, read it to the end. Yeah, this no give a fuck. No, don't give a fuck about yo. This character is just like me. Yeah, this character wants to be like them. Yeah, see fantasy as fantasy. That's all I want to say. See fantasy as fantasy. Real life is tough, but we need to get over it. Yeah, just see fantasy as fantasy and immerse yourselves, have fun, and have a great time. Yeah, don't ever like, yeah, what he said. Don't ever like, yeah, look up to them or like, yeah,
What people want the most are just good stories they can relate to.
nah, like relating to the characters, etc. Don't ever do that. Yeah, always, yeah, if you do that, all you do was hurt. If I have to say, yeah, whatever.
Easily pick up and read and have a beginning, middle, and end. And that's
Yeah,
something that manga will always be able to provide. No matter who you are, there's always going to be a story specifically for you. And that to me is the true beauty of manga.
yeah, bro. He actually ended that with pretty good note. Yeah, manga is like, as I said, it has a wide catalog of stories. In that wide catalog of stories, there is a story that is for you. Yeah, there is a story that is for you. There is a story that is for you. But the Western comics lacks them. Yeah, that's actually a very good. That's actually a very good line, bro. Yeah, there is a story that is for you. Even when I'm saying that, I actually have goosebumps. Yeah, for me, I have to say there is a story for me. One Piece. One Piece is like very good, very well. Like, I enjoy the story as much as the lore of the world and the world itself. I don't know why. I enjoy everything of it. After that 100 gold prints, and after that, yeah, and after that so many things, but still, yeah, these two things, yeah, One Piece and 100 gold prints is like the top for me. Yeah, you can think whatever you want. Yeah, just say what is your favorite comic, or what is your favorite manga or manhwa. No problem. Yeah, just comment down below. I'll see you guys back. Bye.